Hello, BookTube. Yeah, it's me again in a dark room. I have been spending the last couple days cuddled up in bed sick. I don't know about you, but getting a bug in the beginnings of spring really sucks. All I've been able to do is sleep and watch a few BookTube people. Shout out to Steve Donahue. I really love your channel. But that said, I realize I've been leaving my own channel behind in the dust. It's been almost a week. I wanted to let y'all know that I got another huge roundup from First to Read. Penguin Random House sent me 5 arcs. And I haven't started them yet. I will be starting them very soon. I am finishing currently The Chunker by Philip Kerr. It is over 530 pages. A very tiny PDF e-print. And it seems to take me forever to get through like 10 pages. And I was ecstatic. I went through 150 pages over the weekend. And that's in between sleeping and feeling quite squashed and ill. But the book by Philip Kerr is Prussian Blue, and I'm going to give just a little bit of a review today. I felt like I should explain why I have been doing nothing. This book takes place, I should say, between the early 1950s, mid-1950s is where it starts. But then it goes back in a flashback to 1936. And I'm quite excited to be reading it. As I got further in, it was really difficult to get into the first, probably 60 pages. And I kept thinking, oh, God, do I really have to read this? This is not my book. This is not my author. But as it turned the corner, I began to get a feel for the characters. Bernard Gunther is the main character of Philip Kerr's series, and he is a detective. He was a policeman, and then he ends up becoming a PI. But in these books, he has gone back, in this one, he has gone back to the time of World War II and talking about a murder that occurred in Hitler's little chateau in the Alps. And the place that it occurred is Obersalzberg, which means over the salt mountain. Berg is, of course, a little city, but Obersalzberg. Very interesting. Very interesting to read just what the ideas were behind Hitler's little chateau, his little place away from the world. To hear discussion about just the crookedness of some of the SS and the hierarchy and just the whole setting of how people felt about Hitler. Very, very interesting. So, I'm going to recommend that when this book comes out, it's called Prussian Blue. When this book comes out, if you are a World War II or Hitler interest person, that you go ahead and pick it up. It's got some really interesting stuff. And I had not really read anything about Hitler. Very, very blind-sighted on my part. I don't like to read about World War II. I don't know why, other than that it just makes me furious that the world let something like Hitler's Jewish extermination happen. But there are worse things going on in the world today. even in a smaller size, but still very horrendous. But this book, I highly recommend. And just say, you know, this is what I've been doing for the last 5 days, trying to get into it. And now that I've gotten into it, it still takes me a very long time to go page by page to read. Partially because it's in such small print. The ARC is in a very small font, and the e-reader will not let me change the font. So I end up using a magnifying program. So I magnify the page, read it, then I have to back out of the magnifier and then turn the page and then go to the next page and turn on the magnifier and keep going. Of course, this is because of, some of you may remember, I have age-related macular degeneration. I'm going to say that I'm going to begin signing off all of my BookTube videos by saying, if you haven't gotten your eyes checked in the last year to 2 years, please get an eye exam. You do not have to be 75 to have age-related macular degeneration. There are people in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s. I don't know if it's hereditary, but I know all of my children have begun to take very seriously their eye exams because of the fact that I have it. I'm fast losing my eyesight. I can say with certainty that I read much poorer now than I did a year ago, and that it probably will not be another year before I have to stop reading ebooks and hardcovers altogether. I won't be able to read. I'll have to listen to audiobooks or get the very large print editions from the library. Please get your eyes examined. Please guard your eyesight. It's so precious. Thank you for listening to this ramble. I will put a picture of the upcoming Philip Kerr's Prussian Blue cover at the end of this video, along with a couple shots of my fur babies, who are very, very much getting into trouble right now behind me. If you can see the curtain moving back and forth behind me, it's my little Delilah trying to get me to stop. She's getting into trouble, so she thinks if she moves the curtain around and makes all kinds of noise and grabs things that I'll quit. And indeed I'm going to for now. So long, BookTube. See you next